Ah, the supernatural. Those things that are outside the scope of nature. We all have experiences that we would classify as supernatural, and I want to hear about yours right after this. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call-In Show, that show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Could be the topic of the day, could be current events, could be personal promotion. It could just be chewing the fat with good old buddy Jim. Joining when we're live is real easy. All you've got to do is point your browser to zoom.us, click on join a meeting, enter in that meeting number when it asks for it. You will show up in my green room and I will bring you up. First come, first serve as time allows. Now that number changes every single live stream. And the reason it does that is because I don't want you hanging out when I'm not live on a dead stream. How is everybody tonight? Oh, by the way, I am your old buddy Jim, again, host of the Video Call-In Show. And if that sounds like content that interests you, if you like call-in shows, if you want to be on a call-in show, anyone's invited, all good people are invited, then make sure you follow, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss an episode. And most importantly, if you're really that passionate about it, make sure you share. Now tonight we are talking about the supernatural. Yes, that's right. Those things that can't be explained necessarily by science. We all have those experiences, like I said before. I should point out, of course, that tonight's topic was suggested by our good friend, Patty Broussard, array artist. And that is her YouTube site right there, her channel page. She plays the Emberic array, and she does so with beauty and elegance. She's one of those fantastic people that I've met doing what I'm doing now. Just a good heart, good soul. And I suggest if you have a chance, head on over to her channel, check out her stuff. I mean, it is wonderful, just wonderful music. And it touches all genres. I mean, that's one of the things, right? So you can like hard rock, you can like easy listening, you can like classical, you can like rap, you can like any of that sort of stuff, and then hate bagpipes. Well, this is not the bagpipes. This is a beautiful instrument. She's got some really long play videos that are wonderful for studying, working, relaxing, that sort of thing. Check Patty out. And it's a flash raid from YouTube channel Flash in Your Pan. Let me say hello to everyone before I get too far into this. Brutally Lauren, how are you doing? She was first, apparently. Rad Panda, good to see you. Uploaded a video the other day of me practicing nunchucks and an orb flew at the camera. Ooh. So, those are the sort of things we want to talk about. Those things that you just can't explain, which would be classified supernatural. Now, what I do on this show, most of you already know. Some of you who may be watching remotely may not be aware of this, but I try to cover a specific. It's lonely on Twitch. It is lonely on Twitch. I'm sorry if you're watching from Twitch. It can be lonely at times, especially for a show like this. But hey, yes, I am multicasting tonight. I said, what the hell? I thought, why not just do it? What could be the harm in just doing it? Now we may find out because I'm watching my stream flicker yellow occasionally, and we may find out just what a cost that is. But hey, that is the price you pay for trying to innovate. Let's see. We've also got Window Live. How you doing, Boo? Susan Hamilton, always pleasure to see you. Living Yes, how are you? Good to see you as well. Andrew Frying Pan, always a pleasure, my friend. Hello, hello. And we've got Patty Broussard. I'm glad you made it, Patty. I'm happy you did. Just got home from the ER. I hope everything's okay. Perhaps you work there. I don't know. Oh, I had a boo-boo. Oh, so much pain. Looks like tore some ligaments in my foot. Oh, that's a shame. Want to come on and share a few things? Absolutely. Get set up, Patty. We'll be here for an hour or more. Let's see. We also have Creator Spotlight Show. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you, my friend. Mr. Lodak, first of the Flash Raid. Hello, Mr. Lodak. And David, the producer. Supernatural? Sure, I see sausages at night. Who does not see sausage? Well, I guess some people won't see sausages at night. Oh, that could get ugly quick. Ed, Flash in your pan, how you doing? Thank you so much for the Flash Raid, my bud. I appreciate that. Bob Dip. It's been a while, bud. I hope you're doing okay. And we've got Downey's Detecting and Prospecting. Aloha to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. And Outdoorsy Gal. Oh, always good to see you, Chrissy. Thanks for being here, hon. Jesse Mendez, another Flash Fam Raider. And, of course, show regular, I would say. And not a great gamer. How you doing, bud? Good to see you all. Well, you don't need to hear tonight about my supernatural experiences or any other sort of yammering that I would tend to do. I want to hear from my guests. And of course, I think I've got a couple of guests who want to come on and talk about other things other than supernatural. And that's fine. Superstition was a different show. That is absolutely fine. It may come around to the supernatural, but like I said, this is your show. You get to come on, you get to talk about whatever you'd like to. Now, most of these end up in what I refer to as a guest cut, so that you can use them in your own social media if you so desire. But it kind of cuts it up into bite-sized pieces. So any of that conversation that we have is available as its own entity. Somebody doesn't have to go search for it. All right, Ghana, how you doing? Ghana was my Twitch viewer. Guys, I would appreciate it if you let me know if things get a little herky-jerky on at least YouTube. I don't expect to have any viewers right away on like Twitch and D Live, and I'm not streaming to Facebook at the moment, but that's coming. All right, so let's just do this. I know your first name's Bob, and I'm just going to put in as I admit you, Bob. I'm just going to put in Bob from Living Yes. All right, there we go. And we'll wait for Bob to get to his, so we can hear his microphone here. Bob, you can talk anytime you'd like to. Make sure you mute the YouTube video and just listen to Zoom. And then when you talk, we'll see if we can hear you.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, Bob, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic, my friend. I am doing fantastic. It's good to see you. Bob, I should mention, is a guy who knows Jim Murphy from the Muscle Car Appraisal channel and business, and has been helping him on a lot of his interactive ventures. Now, of course, Jim is on a hiatus right now. He's just too busy at the moment, which is good because, family's got to eat. But Bob has decided to come on. And one, he's going to talk about his supernatural experiences, and two, he wants to talk about something else. Hey, Bob, the floor is yours, my friend. How are you?
Great, Jim. How are you tonight?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for letting me come on your show tonight. I appreciate it.
No problem, dude. No problem.
So I wanted to spend 5 minutes and float an idea out there. I have, as you know, I manage the channel for Muscle Car Appraisal, and I have my own channel called Living Yes. So some people know me from both sides of YouTube. On my Living Yes channel, I floated an idea yesterday. I did a live video, and I floated an idea yesterday. I'm active with local groups here in Bristol, Connecticut, and we're doing a 24-hour marathon food drive and collection here in Bristol, Connecticut. It's our second annual one. And over the weekend, I had a sleepless night, like I do often.
It happens with ideas.
Yeah, you get a lot of good ideas during those sleepless nights. And during Saturday night's sleepless 3-hour episode, I said to myself, why can't we do a 24-hour marathon food drive and collection on YouTube? I wanted to say to myself, YouTube is so powerful, and it goes across the world. And I said to myself, why can't we test the theory of doing a virtual 24-hour marathon food drive. The way it would work would be, and what I want to do tonight is, because your audience is big, and I wanted to float a balloon. I wanted to test the idea and get feedback from your audience members, either now or in the comments tomorrow. I want to think what I want to find out what they think, Jim. My idea is this: what if we, on October 11th through October 12th at 2 p.m. East Coast time on Friday, October 11th, we're doing an actual 24-hour marathon food drive here in Bristol. It's going to go 24 hours until October 12th, Saturday at 2 p.m. East Coast time.
Now, is that on television, Bob? Local television?
Just physically at a local CCD center in Bristol, Connecticut.
Okay.
Okay, and it's sponsored by the Knights of Columbus. It's the second year we've done it. It's called Operation We Can, and last year we did it. We collected 6,000 cans of food, which is awesome.
Nice.
And what we're doing this year is we're trying to make it bigger, and we're spreading it amongst all the food kitchens and food pantries in Bristol, Connecticut, 9 of them. So all that food collected will be, the non-perishable food will be given to all these food pantries and food kitchens. So I said to myself, why can't we do this on YouTube? With technology today, all these live streaming software that are available to us.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't it be fun if we did a 24-hour live virtual food drive on YouTube? And the way it could work could be something like this, and everything's open to suggestions.
Sure.
But the way it could work, Jim, is we could start at 2 o'clock on October 11th, East Coast time, and go until Saturday, 2 o'clock East Coast time on October 12th. And for 24 hours, we do a live broadcast. And we have different guest hosts come on board. We take a calendar, and if they only have 15 minutes of time to give, they give 15 minutes. And if they have an hour's worth of time to give, they give an hour, whatever they're able to give. And we have a couple of live hosts, and they do the talking. I'm not a good talker, but these other folks out there are good talkers. So we use their talent that was given to them, and we let them talk. And we let them talk about what they know about the lack of food in these food pantries.
Right.
So I was called, Jim, about a week and a half ago. I was called down to a food kitchen because their shelves were bare. And I couldn't believe it that this food kitchen, who serves probably 400 to 500 people a day, every night, their shelves were bare. So I went down there at the suggestion of one of the local veterans groups, and I do the social media advertising for this annual food drive. Their shelves were bare. So the lady who runs the food kitchen was explaining to me that this is a problem nationwide. These food kitchens are in need of food. These food pantries are in need of food. So it woke me up. I wasn't aware of the problem. And I'm sure a lot of people are not aware of the problem. So I said, why can't we do a virtual 24-hour food drive and collection on YouTube? Kind of like a telethon, but a marathon on YouTube.
Right.
And guest hosts, and we talk about whatever we want to talk about, but we tell the people, join us for the virtual food drive. The way it could work is, say, one of the YouTube watchers says, I'm involved, I want to get involved. And all they have to do is they go into their pantry or their cabinet, and they stick extra food that they're not using in a box, or excess foods. As long as it's in date, they stick it in the box. Then they get on their phone. They get on their phone to their relatives. They say, hey, here's what I'm doing. I'm doing a virtual food drive. Why don't you help me? And their relatives give them food. And they do the same thing with their neighbors. And they take all that food, and Monday or Tuesday, they bring it down to their local food pantry. I said, why can't we do that on YouTube, Jim? Why can't we do it?
I think you can, actually. And I've got some ideas now that you and I talked earlier today about this. I've since had a lot of ideas. Now, what you're really talking about is that they would literally go to their local pantry, right? The food repository, and they would donate there.
Yes.
I think the incentive might be, or there's a potential incentive here, is to set up a Twitter account for the same thing and have them submit photographs of them doing the same. You see what I mean? Send the
Yes.
photographs and you air it on YouTube and that sort of thing. Even better if they've like written the brand of the show, whatever that brand turns out to be, on the box.
That's a good idea. Very good idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking, well, tie it in some way. Not only that, but the local food repositories would see value in it. It's like, what? Somebody's doing a YouTube telethon, and now we're receiving benefit from that. Otherwise, they'd never know, right?
Yes.
It's just an idea. Take it for what it's worth.
It's a very good idea. Very good idea. You know, we've had to talk about this before. My daughter up in Boston, Nicole, she's a TV news producer.
Mm-hmm.
I got her on the phone this afternoon. I was all excited that he said I could go on your show tonight. And she said, "Dad, it's not that big of a deal." I said, "Well, for a 60-year-old man, it's a big deal." You know, especially when I'm new to all this stuff. But
yeah,
she suggested, and I had this idea myself, is there's all kinds of famous and not famous, but talented musicians on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to Jim Murphy today.
Oh, did you?
Magic Mike.
Magic Jones. Magic Jones, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Magic Jones.
Yep.
Jim Murphy told me that Magic Jones is super talented musician.
He is.
And you know Dan Anderson?
No, I don't. Not off the top of my head.
He goes on YouTube nearly every day live.
Uh-huh.
He plays electric guitar. He's super, super talented. So I don't know Dan other than commenting in the comment section and saying hello and doing my thing.
Sure.
I reached out to Dan today. I said, Dan, if we do this, and this is just we're floating an idea right now. We need your feedback, okay, to see if we did this, would you participate? And would you participate by doing a virtual food drive, or would you participate as a host, come on board to the 24-hour marathon and take a half an hour and co-host? Or would you participate if you're a musician and you have talent? Would you do a half an hour gig for us? Okay, so I reached out to Dan and I said, hey, Dan, if at 10 o'clock at night on October 11th, we start doing a concert, we get all these YouTube talented musicians. We say, you take from 10 to 10:30, and you take from 10:30 to. I'm excited about this.
I can tell.
Because I can see, in my mind, it's all numbers. We get one YouTuber to get 10 cans of food. That's it. We get 100 YouTubers to get 10 cans of food. That's 1,000 cans that these pantries will get.
Right.
Actually, the power of YouTube, it's possible, Jim.
It is possible. I would say it's going to be a little tough to get the musicians to get all together and do like a band thing. You mean just fill slots?
Do half an hour by himself.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I bring him on. I would use StreamYard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would bring him on, and he would do a half an hour show. Then you get another musician. Maybe there's a lot of them. There's a NBA. You know NBA.
Well, there's literally no. Yeah, I don't know that one particularly, but there's literally hundreds of YouTubers you could tap in for this sort of thing.
And give them a half an hour each or an hour, whatever they're willing to do. We could have, it could be a Woodstock online.
It could.
Something to that effect.
Yeah, it could.
It's free entertainment for all the YouTube guests out there. And the bottom line, it's a pretty good idea to get food for these food patrons.
Yeah, which is a great cause, a fantastic cause. Bob, I got a question for you. Do you have a channel set up yet for this? Like, do you have it branded?
No, I'll just do it through Living Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be done casually.
Sure.
And if we get, my wife Sharon always says, if you get one can of food, if you get $1 for the fundraiser you're doing, or one can of food, that's more than they had when you began.
That's right.
So whatever we do, we're going to get some food for them, and we're going to bring awareness to the problem. So I wanted to reach out to your guests and ask them what their thoughts are.
My guests and my viewers, yes. So if you guys have any suggestions or thoughts, whether or not you think it can fly, two, whether or not all the ideas are great and it can fly the way it is, or if you've got any suggestions that Bob hasn't thought about, by all means, not only type them in the chat, but type them in the description of the YouTube video when you get a chance, when this is all over and done with, and I'll make sure. Well, Bob will make sure that he monitors that, and we'll go from there, man. I love it. I think it's a great idea.
Let's test the power of YouTube, guys. Let's do something good with it.
Exactly.
Thanks for letting me go on the show, Jim.
No problem, Bob. Well, before you go though, you got to tell me what's your most strange supernatural experience? Have you ever had one? Do you have one?
Yeah, I have actually.
You don't have to tell me, but
I'll tell you. I'm probably gonna cry.
Oh man! Oh, we gonna go there?
My father was on his deathbed many years ago, and it took him 8 days before he passed away. And the day that he passed away, a couple hours before he died, I was in the hospital room with him. And this strange feeling, and I don't know whether you believe or not, but this strange feeling came on me. It said, write this down. So I got a business card. I always have business cards in my wallet, and in the back of it, the strange feeling said to me, write these 3 things down. Forgive, positive, add to the world. That's the experience I had. And since he passed away, I've been trying to live my life that way.
Powerful, Bob. That's powerful stuff. I don't want you to get too upset. So that's awesome, dude. I mean, what a great thing to have as a memory, if nothing else. And not only that, as a takeaway, right? Because that's not easy. We all have to face it. I would almost
trying to do since he passed. I've been trying, instead of sucking off the world, I've been trying to add to the world.
Well, you're a good man, Bob. You're a good man.
Hopefully, if the YouTube community can say, "Hey, Bob, let's go for it." If I can get a couple of dozen people, Jim, to say, "Hey, Bob, let's try it."
Well,
my daughter tonight, my other daughter, who's a math teacher, I said to her, Steph, do you think I could stay awake 24 hours? She said, no, Dad, you can't stay awake for 24 hours. The power of all of us working together, okay? I would love people to come back and say to us, yes, Bob, we could do it. Let's go for it. And if we get 1 can of food that they didn't have, that's 1 can of food we got.
Yep. Well, Bob,
thanks for letting me go on the show, Jim.
No problem. I already told you that I'd help out in any way I can. If that's just simply me being, taking a slot, I have no problem with that. I'd love to contribute, my friend.
I'll count you in, Jim.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Take care
Thanks
now.
for letting me go on tonight.
Oh, you bet. Anytime.
Hey, guys, give us some ideas. Tell us whether you think it could work. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Whatever we do.
Right.
Give us your ideas and your opinions. And any musicians out there or any people who want to be a guest host, even if you can only do it for an hour or half an hour, make a comment after Jim posts this tomorrow. Thank you, folks.
Sure. Hey, Bob, make sure when we're done here that you type something in the chat so they see where Living Yes is and they can, link to your page and maybe subscribe to see updates and things. All right.
Okay. If they go to my video I did yesterday, I floated the balloon through a video yesterday.
Right. Well, go ahead and type something so that they can quickly find you. All right.
Okay. Well, Jim, thanks. Hey, folks, if you don't notice about Jim is an awesome guy. When Jim Murphy and I...
Stop.
I'm going to tell the folks the story. I have to. When Jim Murphy and I did our first live, we had nothing but trouble. And we had scheduled it, and we had a lot of people lined up for our first live. This guy, not even knowing us, he produced our show. We're in Bristol, Connecticut. He's in Indiana. He produced our show. Okay? No cost. He gave us his time and his energy. He produced our show so we wouldn't fall flat on our face. This guy is an awesome guy. I'm sure all you guys know that.
Oh, Bob, you're embarrassing me.
Jim, thank you for everything, buddy.
Dude, no problem. Bob, have a good evening. Guys, do what he says and make sure you type in there, Bob. All right.
I will. Thank you, Jim.
You bet.
Good night.
Good night, bud. Oh, I'd like to say that that I take praise well, but I appreciate that, Bob. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, but I do get embarrassed. I'm just going to admit it. It's hard for me, and I did it because they're good people as well. You can tell people are good, um, and I don't know. I felt compelled. They were in need, and I did what I could. So thank you, Bob. I appreciate that, man. We've got some new folks in here I want to say hello to before I bring up our next guest. Two Family Homestead. How are you? Good evening to you. Let's see. David, producer, did I say hello to you? I'm good to see you, bud. Good to see you as always. We're also looking at Andrew Frying Pan. I hope I said, excuse me, hello to you as well. I saw someone else just, of course, I have to scroll up every once in a while. American Gold Prospectors, how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. There was another one. I just know there was, and I can't find them. Hello, Tony. View this. Okay, let's before I tear up, let's bring up my next guest. I like the idea myself. I hope you guys do too. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
Sweet. Man, that's dark over there.
I know. I don't know. I've got to switch over a camera.
Oh, there we are. There we are. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Not a great gamer. How are you, my friend?
Yep.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yep.
About it.
Yep.
I'm still sore.
Oh, yeah. But you're getting better, right?
Yeah, I'm getting better. It's the stiffness is going at least. So, we just got. Hang on, bear with me.
Sure. While you're doing that, Art Conklin, Art, good to see you. There's Bob. I need to make him a moderator. There's Bob has just typed in there, Living Yes. So visit his channel if you can and subscribe so you see updates. I thought for sure I saw another homesteader in here.
Gal Zero. That's kind of a personal and intrusive question.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Somebody just asked on the live stream what my first real name is. I'm like, well,
oh,
don't just ask. Don't just ask that. That's kind of like,
that was Chrissy.
I'm 2 size 11. I'm 6 foot tall, and have an incredibly small hand.
Well, you know what they say about guys with small hands. But hey, Chrissy, he wants to remain anonymous.
Yes, can't you see by the non-mask I'm wearing?
Jesus what Christ. Mask?
Yeah,
dude, you've been telling me that's a birth defect or something.
An unfortunate burns victim smelting accident.
That's right. I'm sure it was a cold sausage and hot grease, right?
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you hungry.
Oh, I love on a roast dinner, after roast dinner, if you've put wrapped sausages with bacon and they've cooled down and you're still stuffed and you're full up from all the roast turkey, but then there's all them sausages wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, and you just shove it down, no matter how full you are.
What, talking of afterlife, you nearly transcend to heaven when you're eating that.
Oh yes.
Oh my God.
I could name a dozen foods. In fact, tomorrow night we're going to talk about foods you don't like, but I could name a dozen foods that I have had an out-of-body experience with. So, yep.
To me, honest to God, one of the most out-of-body experiences actually is after a roast dinner when you've had all of that beautiful turkey and you're kind of drunk, and then half hour later you just see all them sausages and bacon, you think, you know what, fuck it. And you get up and you're standing there, and that 5 minutes that you're standing there eating those sausages, it feels like an eternity. But you're just so happy. It's like such a first world problem.
Oh, it's a first world problem, and it's so short lived because as soon as you shove that last one down and make that last swallow, you normally feel like shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes instantaneously. But isn't it amazing what a bit of food can do when you're in that mood?
I know. All too well, I'm afraid.
As for paranormal, Jim, you're pretty much fucked with me, mate.
Not paranormal, supernatural, which you could, paranormal. Nice. Oh, there was a teaser. That was the other industrial accident he just let us in on.
Outdoors gal, and I was only joking to your response. Don't take offence, my dear.
No, we've never. He's never revealed his first name, so there's you didn't miss anything, Chrissy.
I'm Batman.
So yeah, supernatural. Yeah, it could be paranormal. It could be, and a lot of people look at religious experiences as supernatural. Some people even see spiritual experiences as supernatural.
So,
what you got, man?
Jesus walking on water is supernatural.
Yeah, I would classify that as supernatural.
50 quid says he rented hovercraft.
Well, if he was Jesus, surely he had the means to make a hovercraft or a hoverboard.
Oh, that's a bit beyond. I think that's a bit before its time. Hover technology.
What,
maybe,
Jesus?
Maybe not.
Well, come on.
Maybe not hoverboard.
I mean, if you're God, you can do anything, right? So I'm thinking hoverboard. If you can defy gravity with your own person, bring a stick under your feet with you.
In theory, if he was just a mass light of an oxygen, you'd defy gravity.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Helium rises.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want to breathe too much helium.
Rise, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, sorry, my brain's a bit farty when it comes to gases. Right, so let's have a think about things I've had supernatural.
Yeah.
Right, let's have a think. No.
Nope, can't say
Why
his
did my name come up as Narg? Why am I Naag? Was that you?
Well, I did it on the screen, but you actually have it typed into Zoom, so I used that instead of Not a Great Gamer.
Well, I have Narg.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you're right. It should be Nag. My bad.
Yeah, it should. You mess up your numbers. You mess up my spelling. How dare you, sir? Call yourself Jam for the rest of the stream.
I consider myself jammed.
Jam. Call yourself Jam.
Suddenly.
Jam.
So, yeah, jam. So I had a visual of Spaceballs where they literally throw jam. No, that wasn't Spaceballs. That was one of the airplanes where they literally
kinky film.
Throw jam at the radar. Our radar has been jammed, and you see a bunch of grape. Was that airplane? On. That may not have been airplane.
Wasn't that Hot Shots?
Oh no!
The only thing, whenever anyone says Spaceballs, the first thing that comes to my head: ludicrous speed, and them switching when they're in the spaceship.
What you don't think of suck.
No, I'm gonna. You know what? I haven't seen that film in a few years, and every time I see it, it's the little dude in it, the Darth Vader. I'm sorry, but he's hilarious.
Oh yeah, Rick Short.
That's the one.
No, not Rick Short.
I don't know the name.
For the love of Pete, I know the guy. Rick Moranis. That's it.
He's in a lot of films. I know that. He has a good sense of humour.
Yes, he does.
I can't think of anything. When my mum died, the electric doors wouldn't open, and we had to literally stand there and scream for somebody to let us out of the hospice. I don't know whether you'd call that a supernatural experience or whether there was just a freaking power cut. But yeah, that's probably the only supernatural experience I've ever experienced. I mean, like, to be honest, it's kind of like, I just wanted to really come up, talk shit, and waste your time. I had no purpose. I just saw you was going live. I just thought, I'm just going to come up anyway. And this would just another waste of your time, really.
Well, you keep saying that, but I don't see it as a waste of time at all.
I do. It's a waste of my time, but I have nothing better else to do.
Yeah, but then it's your fault. You didn't have to call in and waste your time.
Well, I had to. Contractually bound by YouTube.
Oh, that's right. Check is in the mail.
They know what you're doing.
Check is in the mail, by the way.
Oh, no. Checking the mail would be checking the mail minus 30%. Minus postage fees now on YouTube. Sorry, we're going to charge you for a freaking stamp as well. £6? £6 for a stamp, sir?
If you see it at all.
Can Can you imagine? Honestly, you get like £100 in earnings, and they'll whittle it down with their excuses, and they'll send you a £6 check and expect you to be happy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yet another reason I don't want to monetize. Not until they get their shit together.
It'll have to one day. Who's Nigel? Jesse.
Nigel. I don't know. But since you're wasting my time,
Yeah.
I certainly want to say hello to somebody I saw move in a little bit ago. Maybe Mr. Lodak. I don't remember saying hello to Mr. Lodak. And Drone Kings in Darwin. How you doing, Brad? Always good to see you. And Above and Beyond Drones, Jim. That's the other one. How you doing, Jim? Thanks for being here, bud. Appreciate it. Go ahead. Another great gamer. What were you talking about?
I just wanted to give him a clue that my name, it begins right between A and Z. So that narrows it down a bit for you.
Oh, great. That was just 24 to choose from.
Well, no, 26. 26, first of all.
Well, you said between A and Z, right?
Well, from A to Z, then, if you want to.
Oh, from okay. So we got 26.
You are very picky, sir.
Language matters, my friend. Language matters.
I will say I'll have to amend my constitutions very carefully around you, so you don't interpret it wrongly.
Susan Hamilton got it. Surely your name's Jeb.
Jeb. You know what? What's actually is two of them are my uncles that have went up there.
And their name Jeb?
I don't even know what a Jeb is. Sounds like an STD.
It's a name. No, it's not an STD. It's a name.
Sorry,
Zoe.
Hang on. Jebediah.
Jebediah. I have a Jebediah in my ancestry. A couple of them, actually.
And is Jebediah, forgive me, is that a religious name?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I could tell you very few names that I know are biblical, but I don't, and Jebediah sounds like it is, but I could not tell you. Billy Lee.
Billy Lee sounds like somebody from the freaking mountains in America. Billy Lee, give me back my car keys.
Yeah, or Deep South. Or Deep South.
Well, I don't know what my accent was.
You could be Daryl and have another brother named Daryl.
Oh, as long as I was Daryl out of Walking Dead.
I do like Zid. I don't know where that came from. That was Jesse Mendez. Zid. I've never heard anyone named Zid.
Fanny's an actual name in England, Ganna.
Fanny's an actual name here.
Is it? But you also call it your rear end, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Wherefore here, a fanny is a woman's front end.
Yeah, we had this discussion. That's strange.
Completely different smells. Just leave that one awkward. You love me on here.
I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to let it hang out in the air, man.
Just let it hang and ferment. Right, Pedro. I have, right, people here do know my name, and I will give you one clue. I'm not going to say it, but my name is probably about as British as you can be.
I'm trying to think of the most popular, or what I would consider one of the one that I've heard more than any other.
Smith.
Well, I don't know. First name.
Well, I was going to say because Smith originates in the UK.
Yeah.
Goldsmith, blacksmith. It was some kind of smithery.
Mm-hmm.
In the UK, a lot of for example, you'll still have people called Nigel Builder. And the reason they're called Builder is because their dad was a builder, or Nigel Baker. Their dad was a baker, and it's still to this day. My surname originates from ancestor of. So basically my surname means ancestor of the forefathers who had the same name, but it's just been changed slightly. But you can change. Here's one for me. You can change my family tree. 500 years ago, we had a lordship, we had manor, we had an estate, we was a massive mining family, and look at us now, bloody bottom of the flipping food chain. I can't even afford to wipe my own bum. Is that supernatural, guys?
Supernatural enough for me.
I once saw one of the pieces of toilet paper levitate towards my bum.
I think I'm having a supernatural experience as we speak.
Boredom.
This whole this whole interview is a supernatural experience.
no, dude, you're one of my favorite people. I love going on panel and talking to. I tell everyone that.
I love having you on, man. I honestly do. And sorry I didn't get back to you on Twitter. It's just I don't use Twitter as much as I should.
I couldn't really give a toss whether you get back to me or not. I've got more important things to do than be offended over a singular man messaging me. I ain't Hillary Clinton. Jesus Christ.
You mean returning a message?
That's the one.
But yeah.
I would have
Okay.
been ignored if you didn't respond to it in like 8 days.
Well, I couldn't. You'd be nagging me.
I would be nagging you. That's my name. Look, nag.
I know.
Yeah, but Dronkins in Darwin, that name was considered for me. And you've actually got it in the right order, which is scaring the hell out of me.
Charles William the Third.
No, not the third. I was nearly Charles William. I was nearly Charles William, and I was nearly Zachary William.
See, Charles and what was the other one? Nigel were the two I would have thought as the most popular, maybe even Arthur, as the most popular names over there in Britain.
No, over here usually you get people's attention. Get over here, you slag! I'm going to clean your chimney, and that usually gets anyone's attention, especially if you're working class.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, above and beyond. But now you're Pedro.
Very British name.
It is very British. I like Rowan. Andrew Frying Pan said Rowan.
I mean,
I think maybe you should take some of these suggestions and change your name. You don't have to tell us what it is.
You know what my name is, didn't you, Jim?
I do.
Know what my name.
Yeah, I do. I'm dancing.
Slipped up because I'm telling anyone who slips up my name live on stream, I will actually track them down and headbutt them.
I'm tap dancing as fast as I can, man. Don't be doling me out when I'm doing such a great job.
No, you've done absolutely fantastic. It's just I had someone a little while ago who actually did. They went onto a stream and I didn't mean to, and they went, oh. I actually messaged them again. You've got to go turn it off now and delete it, and they did. Thank God.
Oh, cool.
But, no, my name is not Charles Susan Hamilton. Although I know many Charles, that is a very common name. No, it's not anymore. It was until about 30 years ago. Nowadays, we're becoming very Americanized.
Oh. Well, it took you long enough.
Tyler, no, God, you've influenced us.
I'm like, I'm not
for so long.
Noble Berry.
Your influence in this country, ever since we started buying the B-17s off of you in World War II, I think we've just like the influence that America's had. I mean, we have American TV shows, the canned comedy, you know, like the fake laughter you have in shows. Mm-hmm. That's all been brought over to here now. We're very Americanized. The way you treat Christmas, we're even starting like to do like Halloween's getting big over in there, and you even get Oktoberfests, which wasn't even heard of when I was a kid.
Oh, man. And you've got a neighbor who is all about the Oktoberfest.
Yeah, but we can't even French in between.
Yeah, we can't even lay claim to that. That's all the Germans that came over here and settled. They brought that with them.
America is a country, isn't it? What was found on mass immigration. Like
sure.
The Irish.
Sure, English, it was. But you could say country. That. Yeah, you could say that about any country, depending on the time period you're talking about, right?
Not in the modern world, though. That's what I mean.
Right, right.
If you think of what your country has achieved, and it's monumental to think in the space of centuries you've achieved what other nations have taken millennia, essentially millennia, to achieve, spread out over an entire continent. America's not a small country.
No. Well, it is compared to some. I would say. Right,
I think it's impressive what you guys have done. Very impressive.
And I'm going to tell you why I think that is, Gamer, and that is because of what the forefathers put together. It really illustrates, and this is what blows me away about the rest of the world, when they see a prime example of what freedom can do, and yet they still, and even in our own country, they're continually trying to restrict freedoms, but we have a prime example of what freedom can actually do. And they won't follow the example, and even people in our own country want to destroy it. I just don't get that.
Yeah, this is the problem.
Yep.
Go ahead. Go on. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say I feel like this is a supernatural experience when I think about how it's so easy. It's such an easy lesson to learn, and nobody's learning it. But yeah, go ahead.
People learn as they get older. I find that as you get older, you become more. What do we you're more open. You start to realise the truth, and the problem is at the moment is that the younger generation have such a voice because of the internet.
Yeah.
How it's going to be very hard. Oh, I don't want to offend, because when we're teenagers, all of us, we all think we know everything. You're like, I'm not a child anymore. My mum and dad can't tell me what to do. And then I look back here in my mid-30s and I think as a teenager, I knew absolutely F all.
Yep.
But the problem is that they're being used, this teenager mindset, in the propaganda, in everything. So that change is going to be forced and implemented into other children, thinking it's okay to be like that. I'll be honest with you, the way kids are these days, you've got to admit, we kind of are responsible for part of the situation.
Sure.
Not as in, I can't come up to you personally and go, you asshole, look at all these kids, it's your fault. But I mean, as in, what I've just said, I hope it makes sense.
Oh, it does, absolutely.
They should be stopping the next generation, because these kids who are 4 years old and they're seeing 15-year-olds, I'll tell you what, that freaking little bitch on her boat, Greta. Oh, that well-changed turd. You know the one I'm on about? That little child who she sailed to America and then went on to that and told all the world leaders, like, how dare you? And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I hope she sinks on the way home back to fucking Sweden. Oh, sorry.
Well, I don't wish her to be dead, but
well, I don't wish her to be dead. I just hope her boat sinks, so she's stranded and then has to get rescued by a lifeboat, which is ironically combustible fuel. And then she can go on her boat and go, oh, I hate you. You saved our lives with your gasoline. Fucking twat. Yeah, I'm done. Sorry, I hate her.
That's okay. I'm more angry with her parents.
Well,
honestly, she's still a minor, and she shouldn't have to be going through this. And I blame the schools as well. They shouldn't be frightening kids like that.
She has autism, yeah? A form of autism.
Yeah, before you get into that too much more, I want to make sure that Chrissy and Patty, they're in the waiting room. If either one of you has to go quickly, I'll bring you up first. Otherwise, I'll bring you up.
I will bugger off in 2 minutes. I will bugger off in 2 minutes,
yeah.
Sir.
Well, I mean, still, I'm going to have both of them up separate times. I want to make sure if either one of you has to go quickly, I take you first. So, Chrissy and Patty, tell me in the chat whether or not you're on, either one of you are on a time crunch. If I don't hear anything, then I'll bring it up as you came in. So, yeah, like I said, I still blame the parents in the school for scaring the shit out of these kids like that. There are more calm, rational ways of doing this. So I'm kind of in your camp there, man.
Such as her boat sinking on the way back.
Well, yeah.
And her being rescued by a boat that uses combustible fuel.
Well, the boat she's going to be sunk in is going to be combustible fuel too.
Therefore, the irony that, right, I just wanted to say that this is a thing where I'm pretty sure I've told you, and I'm open with it. I've got stuff to validate this that people don't know I'm lying. I've got autism. I've also got attention deficit disorder, like full on. I have to take pills for it. The reason I weren't allowed in the army is because of my attention deficit. It don't give you the right to stand before world leaders and just be a twat. And this is again, it goes back to the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell this has to do with supernatural. I'll tell you what, here you go. Supernatural forces, gust of wind, sink her freaking kayak over and away and teach her a lesson. And then she can sit there in the middle of the ocean, thousands of miles away from any landmass, and she can sit there screaming, how dare you? Freaking turd. Right, I'm off. I'm actually going to get wound up.
I know, don't get wound up.
I can't stand her. I actually watch the TV and I just think, I wish you had a set of balls between your legs so somebody could just run you over. Anyway, I'm going. God bless you.
Same to you, man. Thanks for being here.
Eat your vegetables, recycle your plastics, and always watch Video Calling Show.
Love the plug, man. Take care of him, gamer.
Oh, can I leave it on a good joke? Plugs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, what did we learn? You're in a lot of pain. That's kind of why I wanted to bring you up last, Patty. So, This was your subject, so I kind of leave it between you two. Chrissy says she's okay, and but bye, Pedro. How you doing, Jerry Slots? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. now he's just Pedro. Now he is absolutely Pedro. That's awesome. Okay. I tell you what, Patty. What does she say here? I'm waiting, whichever works. Okay, Patty. So you don't have to like get to bed right away. So I'm going to bring Chrissy up, and then you and I will close out your subject show if that's okay with you, Patty. So here we go. And now I've got some typing to do. Can you hear me? Not yet. Oh, wait.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. How are you, Chrissy?
Good. I was.
Make sure you mute the YouTube video and listen only to Zoom.
Okay. The speakers that are on.
Well, just you can.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Duh. I'll be all right. We working now?
Oh yeah, it's working just fine.
Okay, right on.
Yeah,
I
see,
just,
from this
pushed pause.
Yeah, from this end it was always okay. It's just you were hearing yourself twice, or maybe me in a delay twice.
Well, I wasn't sure because I didn't know as soon as you put me up would come the picture because I was looking at you guys talking on the other one.
Yep,
Right?
yep. I literally feed everyone on Zoom exactly how it is on the broadcast. That way they can see whether or not they're framed correctly and make adjustments accordingly.
I should have probably done this. I don't know.
No, that's good. That's perfect.
I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the first thing I wanted to talk about actually was Patty's video and how amazing it was. I mean, I cried.
You're talking about the red dragonfly.
Oh, it touched me, Patty. It was like totally amazing. And all I could think about was supernatural. I know there could be some speck of intelligence in that dragonfly, but I think there was more going on than like for 18 days, was it? Holy leftin'. That's like amazing. And I watched it and I was just brought to tears because it just touched me spiritually, if that makes any sense.
Oh, sure.
Okay. I'm not a weirdo or anything. Okay.
Nobody thinks you're a weirdo for that.
So no, but it's just one of them things that can't be explained.
Yeah. I don't know why your microphone is doing this. When you
microphone.
Yeah, when you on your Zoom interface, you know how you've got the little microphone in the lower left?
I don't actually get that option for some reason.
What? Should.
Yep.
If you hover your mouse over, like you say you see this, me and you on the screen at the same time,
Yeah.
hover your mouse over that in the lower left, you'll see a little microphone.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, click that up arrow.
Oh, there's an okay.
Yeah, and when it says select a microphone, make sure that your microphone is selected. I think you want the blue, right? You got the snowball?
Yeah, blue snowball. Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, it was selected?
Yeah.
Interesting why the audio is going kind of up and down. That's okay.
I have no idea.
That's okay.
It's got a check mark beside it anyway.
Yeah, and that's the way it should. It sounds okay now.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the answer is. But as long as you can hear me, I guess. But I don't want to be too long and keep Patty waiting. But anyway, I toyed with the idea of coming on, and I thought, I'm going to sound like a nut if I tell you any stories. And then, oh yeah, watch my YouTube channel and go, meow,
No, you won't. Now you lay it all out on your channel as it is now. So, nobody's going to know anything different or like think of you differently.
Okay.
I won't.
I am who I am.
Exactly. Are you saying that you have some experiences that you would term supernatural?
Well, I have several, but I'm not going to go there tonight because it would take a long time. But today something weird happened.
What's that?
So I go to the post office, and everybody ahead of me is gone. There's nobody behind me or anything. I go up to the counter. I'm talking to the woman there who's probably got 5 years on me anyway. And however, as I'm talking to her, I'm starting to get goosebumps. And it's a hot day, okay? Like here, it's like 75, 80 degrees probably. I'm in shorts, okay, which is really unusual for October 1st in central Ontario. So anyway, I got these goosebumps up the back of my leg. And I said to the lady, is there somebody standing like really close behind me and like I'm holding up the line? She goes, there's absolutely nobody behind you. I had to turn around and look, and there wasn't. And I said, well, that was weird. She goes, don't be alarmed. I said, why? She goes, we do have a ghost here. I'm like, what? Like, really? So what do you mean by this? I said, like, I'm kind of freaked out. She goes, oh yeah, we have felt somebody standing over and looking over our shoulder, almost to the point of them breathing. I said, it's a guy. I know it's a guy. You know, it's a male spirit or something. And they're like, yep, you got that on. And I'm like, because that's what I felt. I was like really freaky and I couldn't wait to pay and get the hell out of there.
I bet.
Oh, Ed, I hope your package arrives safely and that there isn't anything attached to it.
Oh,
because it was for you.
Yeah, and if that is if Ed is still here. I heard him, or I saw him in the chat saying he's got things to do. So Ed, if you're still here, we'll see you, buddy, and thanks for being here.
Anyway,
thanks for the raid.
That's why I came on, because it was about Ed. And it was about something weird today, and I wanted to talk about Patty's dragon. And
which in it and itself was kind of a supernatural, or at least spiritual experience. Yeah. I had the same thing. Did
you have something like that happen before? Or?
No. I'm talking about based on her video.
Oh, okay. So you don't want to look like a kook either, eh?
I just admitted that it touched me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, today I could not explain. So it was occult. And the meaning of the word occult is unknown.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean spooks, like weird shit going on. It just means unknown.
Right.
Anyway, just wanted to point that out.
Well, thanks for sharing, Chrissy. I appreciate it. And nobody thinks any different of you.
Well, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'll watch. You just watch my channel, okay? Up to Social Blade or something.
No, relax. And of course, don't trust Social Blade. You know, Jim and I had that discussion last night about he saw a dip at the end of July.
Oh.
My YouTube stats do not show any dip. The only dip they show, which is a drastic dip because I went on vacation for a week and I wasn't, doing any videos. That was a big dip. Everything else, steady.
Well, they might lie too, just to generate more interest, or
they could
something.
Yeah, I usually attribute it to a problem with the API that they have to tie into to get YouTube stats.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. There's a whole reason for it.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's haunted or anything.
Could be.
I'm only kidding.
Well, again.
Anyway, okay. I'm gonna let you go so Patty can come on, and I know everybody is still work night and whatnot. So take it easy, and thanks again for entertaining us.
Oh.
And I don't always say hi to everybody in the chat. I can't type real fast, you know that, eh?
Oh.
Try fast.
I hear you. I'm the same way. Well, again, thanks, Chrissy. I appreciate it. And it's always a lot of fun having you on.
Thanks, man.
You bet. Bye-bye. I don't know what was going on with your mic, Chrissy. Well, we're going to have to work on that because it really, really, really dipped low, especially there at the end. Let's see here. We are going to bring up our final guest for this evening. And again, this was you're not live yet, so you. Oh no! Oh man! Don't make this about me, Patty.
What happened?
Oh, nothing happened. Let me get your name up in here. Yeah. Too friggin' cool.
I got it. When did I get it? Yesterday, I think.
Just came in yesterday?
Got it yesterday.
Oh, that is so awesome. And not because it's got my logo on it. Whoops. No, the fact that that you wanted one. That's so cool. Thank you.
Oh, yes. My goal is, I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm going to get a t-shirt or a mug from everyone I know that has merch. I love having that. It's
yeah, even though we did make it, it's kind of like having a piece of us, isn't it?
Yes.
Exactly. I totally agree, but it's so cool. I love it.
It's very comfy too.
Oh, good.
I'm loving the Teespring stuff. It's like, I live in Texas, so I don't want my hoodies to be like super thick, and they're just the right size or the right thickness for here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're the second one that I've actually been able to talk to, who's purchased one of those, and they like it. They really like the quality of it. So that's so cool.
I had just gotten home from and my dog is coughing here. I apologize.
That's okay.
Hack in the background.
As long as it doesn't ruin the carpet for you.
No, it's a trachea. He's old and his trachea is collapsing.
Oh yeah. We've had dogs.
Like open it up again.
Yep, we've had dogs like that. Mm-hmm.
Come here, Bubba.
Well, Patty, I know you suggested this topic because you probably have deep interest in it. Well, I'm sure you do. In fact, I know you do. But
not including the red dragonfly, but I would say the things that happened during that time, they just like, you have no words. And I'm so glad that y'all enjoyed it. One of the things that I want to leave behind was that red dragonfly story. And now that I have it out there, I'm feeling kind of like, okay, I can relax because I got it done. I've been wanting to do it for so long.
Yeah, and you did it so well. You boiled down the original series so nicely.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done on that.
I do have a question, though.
Sure.
I wondered, because I would love to put the music out in a separate video with no voiceover, where, it's just 10 minutes of the music playing. Do you think that's a good idea, or am I overdoing it?
Oh, you mean same video?
No, I would just maybe just put some of the dragonfly images that I couldn't put in the video, just some photos, and just let the music play.
Well, I forget. Let me see. I can look that up really fast. The original compilation was 1135.
Right.
Yeah, I think if you were to do that and reuse some of the images as well, but you can cut out some of the video, have the same music or at least a loop of it, and the title cards tell the story. I actually think it's a great idea because it'd be easier to digest for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everybody hangs out for 10, 11 minutes.
Right. And I just want the music out there because you could. It's just anyway.
Oh, well, how about the title of it is actually whatever the title of that tune is, if you've got one, and you're just using the dragonfly as background images as as they're listening to the music.
Yeah, nothing fancy. I just want just the music and nothing, not a lot of stuff going on, just to enjoy it as background music.
I see Flight of the Dragonfly in parentheses behind that title for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, well, if it were such, Moonlight Sonata in parentheses, Flight of the Dragonfly. You see what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think that would be cool.
Gotcha. That's a really creative thought. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Well,
don't feel like you're in a hurry. Okay.
No.
I know we're at the top of the hour, but I'm giving you the floor for as long as you'd like it.
Okay. Well, I have 3 things that have happened that are, I don't know if you want to call them supernatural or what, but the first one, and I'm not kooky, why can't these things happen? Who's to say that it's not possible for a ghost to live in the post office and Chrissy standing there, and
Well, no one can say it's not possible. There's no way to test it. Anything that can't be seen or tested, smelled, here, any of our five senses can still exist. We just,
Yeah.
We can't test it.
Well, here's my first one. Okay. I was born in 1961, and Hurricane Carla was in 1960, before I was born. Are you familiar with Hurricane Carla and how
Not by
it
name.
came? Yeah, it came through Texas, and it just devastated Galveston. And at the time, my parents lived down south in Victoria, Texas. And this sounds really weird, but my mother was pregnant with me during Hurricane Carla. But I can see the images of my mom and dad putting towels in the window sills and putting towels at the baseboards to try to keep the water at bay. They're just so perfectly clear. And I know it's not that I saw or that I heard them talk about it, because I grew up in this house until I was in first grade. And it's just so weird. That's one of them.
Mhm.
Okay? Am I nuts?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I think we all have that. Whenever people talk about past lives, whether or not that actually happened is somewhat irrelevant to the fact that they for some reason see that it happened. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't question that necessarily.
Yeah, there was back when my mom was younger and she was a little more coherent. I would tell her, I saw you and Dad do this and do this, yet I wasn't born yet. I was, still in your belly.
Did she confirm your visual?
I honestly don't remember. It's been so long ago since we talked about it. I hadn't even thought about it until I thought about the subject, and then that kind of started churning in the back of my head again. Another thing, I was extremely close to my granny. I mean, just like extremely close. And when she passed, it was the hardest thing on me. The year after she passed, I became pregnant with my first daughter. And my grandmother had left me her piano in her will. And the piano she left me was sitting in my bedroom by the bed. And one night, this was after she passed away, I opened my eyes and there was my granny. And she said, I sat up and she said, "I came back to see your new baby daughter." Whew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so we both got up and we walked to my daughter's bedroom. And of course, she was a little baby. She was in her crib. And my grandmother and I stood there just admiring this new little baby girl. And then we walked back to my bedroom and she said she was thankful to come back and see my new baby.
Wow.
And got back in bed, and the thing is, it's like her piano was there. So I wonder how, an object, people say objects are, you know what I mean? The object from someone that's passed away, maybe that's a way that I don't know. But
I don't either really, but I've heard that. Yeah.
I hold that, and I can visually see that so well in my memory bank too. It was just awesome. Here's my third thing. And I emailed you. I don't know if you can pull them up real quick.
Oh.
I emailed you a couple photos.
Did you?
Yeah.
Just tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And these photos they're of our Great Dane. We had a Great Dane, and his name was Jolly. And he was, close your ears, Bobo. he was, you know, everyone has this once in a lifetime dog. They're all wonderful dogs, but there's always this one dog that is just like beyond the family dog, right? And
Do you want me to show these, Patty?
show the older ones. I sent you I think 3 pictures of him when he's old. I'm laying on the ground with him before he passed away.
Let's see.
Or maybe there's 2 photos.
There was 3. I'm looking for my
Okay. The ones where he's got his gray beard, his gray muzzle.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my Jolly man.
You tell me when you want me to go to the next photo.
Anyway, we had Jolly for 8.5 years, and that's a really good time for such a large dog.
Mm-hmm.
And Jolly was with me when I went through some really, really hard time. I don't know if people know, I've talked about it a bit on some other streams, that I have a history of eating disorders, and I suffered from anorexia for many years.
Wow.
And I was like at the bottom of my, you know, I'd hit rock bottom when I had Jolly.
Mm-hmm.
And he was by my side through that whole ordeal of the depression that goes along with it and everything. So when it got time and we knew that it was time for us to put him down, he couldn't walk, he couldn't eat, I couldn't pick him up. He was humongous.
Yes, he looks humongous.
He was huge. He topped out at 237 pounds. He used to take me for walks. I had to, we went to dog training, and the dog trainer put a halty on him, which is kind of like a horse lead. And so when I would take him for walks, we would use this horse lead, which, you know, no matter how huge he was, he went where I told him. Anyway, so my husband and I had to put him down. It was July the 5th. I'll never forget that night, or that day. And that night, a little history about Jolly. When he was alive, he would wake up in the middle of the night, and he would come to my side of the bed and not make a sound, but I would feel his breath breathing on me. And my eyes would open, and I would go, okay, let's go outside. That was his thing to let me know he needed to go outside. And so after we put him down that day at nighttime, I was asleep, and I felt that feeling. And I opened my eyes, and there was Jolly. And I reached over to my husband, and I'm like trying to wake him up, telling him, Jolly's here, Jolly's here. And he was his old Jolly. He had his gray muzzle. Anyway, and as I'm looking at him, and I'm trying to wake Andy up, I see him morph into his younger regal Jolly, where he had his black mask. I sent you a picture of him when he's younger. And just there he is. Oh, he was, oh God, what a dog he was. Anyway, but that night, he morphed from this old, aging, painful dog, and I saw him morph into this young, healthy Jolly again. And then he disappeared. And by the time Andy woke up and I told him that Jolly had been here, the best thing my husband said was, he came back to tell you thank you, because putting that dog down was probably the hardest thing that my husband and I had ever done together. Anyway, it's so incredible, that particular thing, because I know our animals, and we love them here, and then we have to let them go, and I know they're waiting for us. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
Anyway, I know he's waiting for us at the Rainbow Bridge. But I just wanted to share that, and my grandmother, and then the Hurricane Carla thing was it's weird. But
No, I wouldn't say weird. Patty, the way I look at all of these, and believe me, just a second. I've had some animals I've had to let go. And you know what? The thing that comforts me is that I always think about how great a life they had compared to what they could have had.
yeah.
You know, and that literally makes me happy for them. I try not to be sad. Well, of course, we all miss them, but I try not to be sad in that I've lost them. I always try to look at it as though, we both had so much to give to each other, right? And that anyone who loses an animal knows exactly what we're talking about. But I don't know if that makes you feel any better or what, but it does me. It does me.
And I know that this Bobo here, he just turned 13. And
Yeah.
I don't even know how much longer we have him. But every day with him, I'm going to spoil him as well as I can spoil him.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. You hear so much cruelty in the world, especially when it comes to animals.
Yeah.
And every time I'm a huge animal lover, even though I'm a hunter, if you can believe that.
Yeah.
And it's not just domesticated animals. I love all animals. I hunt them because of what humankind has done to their habitat. And of course, I make sure that we utilize everything we take. But but just to think about how much nicer that our pets have than some of those other poor animals gives me a lot of comfort. And to hear you tell me that kind of story and watch you interact with this little one here.
This is our rescue. When we
the
rescued,
rescue dog. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Ever since Jolly was from a breeder. We really wanted a Great Dane, and when the litter was born, I literally drove 5.5 hours to pick him out. He was like, we were up near Fort Worth, and he was in Victoria, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And when I picked him out, I could just hold him like in my two hands like this. And that was at 4 weeks old. And then I went back to Fort Worth, and I had to wait till he got a little older. I drove back down to pick him up, and he was like this. He was 14 pounds already. And that dog was he was the light of our life for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I know we need to close this. One he had, we love to brag on our pets. One thing he had was like this sixth sense. My husband was working in a different town, and we were near Fort Worth. And Andy would come home every Thursday night. He would leave work at 5 and have like a 2.5-hour drive to get home. And it got to where I didn't have to tell Jolly that Daddy was coming home. Jolly would go sit in front of the front entryway with his back against the love seat, staring at the front door. And then Andy would walk in, and it would just, all hell would break loose because Daddy was home.
How do they do that? My dogs do the same thing. Whether it's not on every set time every day. They just know. They just absolutely know.
It was just once a week, every Thursday night. I didn't say a word, and Jolly would sit there and wait for Andy to walk through the front door. Yeah. And he was so excited that now, even as a puppy, he was huge. And when Andy would walk through the front door, Jolly would get so excited. Now, visualize this, the the tinkle of a Great Dane
Is not so much a tinkle.
Oh my gosh, it went everywhere. And then I got smart and I'm like, I need to make sure Jolly goes outside to go potty before I know Andy's about to get home. But anyway, though that night is just anyway.
Oh, I so get it. I so get it, Patty. If we were smart, we would look at the relatively short lives of animals, and it should help us appreciate ours and the people in ours, because yes, we have a little bit more time, but we don't really know that,
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you for doing this topic. I wanted to especially share my granny and my Jolly story.
no, thank you for suggesting it. Honestly, I expected an entirely different conversation across the board. And we were all over the place tonight, but I expected a lot different conversation, to be honest with you, and I'm glad I did it.
Okay.
So,
well, I need to go do something with this foot. Ooh.
Oh yeah, take care of yourself on that, hon. Well, how did you do it?
Oh,
if you don't mind me asking, you don't have to tell me.
No, it's okay. My grandson lives here. You probably know that.
I didn't know he lived there, but yeah.
Yeah. I take my older daughter is ill, so I have grandson duty a lot.
Sure.
And when he has tantrum problems, and maybe it's like once a month when they're like really out there. And when he gets in that mode, he likes to throw his head back, or throw his
Seen it.
So yeah, what I've figured out is the best way to handle that is for me to get a blanket or a comforter and put it in front of me, and he's on the ground. So if he throws himself back, I kind of grab him in a hammock of the blanket to protect his head.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that today, and something must have happened to my foot when I was dealing with that, because after he calmed down and he went to Mom, I'm standing in the kitchen, or I'm sitting in the kitchen going, ouch, something hurts. And then as the time went on, it was starting to throb, and I couldn't move my toes, I couldn't move my foot, and I was in tears and hobbling around the house. And I'm like, and I hate the ER.
Me too.
Times.
Yeah.
Other family members, and I'm like, I don't want to go. And it just got to where I'm like, this hurts way too bad. I need to go make sure that nothing's broken. And thankfully nothing's broken, but the doctor said, broken is probably a little better than tearing ligaments or whatever.
No kidding.
So.
Well, I'm sorry that happened, hon. Hopefully you won't be in pain for too long.
Yeah. No. And I don't take anything. I don't put anything in my body. No pain pills, no ibuprofen, no Advil. I'm such a health nut that I don't do that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a hot bath here and maybe some music.
There you go. There you go. Well, like I said, keep it on ice or whatever they told you to do.
Got my ice pack here.
There you go.
All wrapped up and ready for whatever. But I've been a dancer and a dance teacher for almost 30 years. That never have I got injured, and now.
Well, we're not getting any younger, Patty. In fact, I thought you were younger than I am. You got me by a couple of years. Yeah, I actually did. I thought we talked about this before, or maybe in chat or something. But no, I actually thought I had a couple of years on you, but you've only got a couple on me. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, I'll be 58 next in November is my birthday, but I don't feel 58. I don't do any of that.
I don't either, except for my back. My mind tells me I'm 30.
It's all up here.
It is.
And you gotta play with puppets. That helps.
I bet it helps a lot.
Okay. I need to let you go. Thank you so much. And bye, everybody.
Oh, thank you. And look, we got to leave on laughter.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I got to get up and walk.
Yes.
I've got practice for the first time.
Ah, very good. Well, thanks again, Patty, and we'll talk to you next time. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let me mute you there. There we go. Such a wonderful story, except for the ankle thing. Yeah, I mean, there are lessons in those experiences that we would classify as supernatural, and I think there are lessons to be learned in our interactions with animals and humans, no matter if it's day-to-day interaction or supernatural, seemingly supernatural experiences. Some great guests on tonight. Like I said, I didn't expect this at all. I didn't expect. I honestly, to be honest with you, I thought it would be more of a religious discussion, and that's okay. I don't like to talk religion or politics generally, because it usually causes hurt, on one side or the other. So we keep it kind of surface level. But I have no problem with it, what anybody believes. It's their right. We as individuals have the right to believe anything we want to. And but wow, we had some great things to talk about tonight. Thank you again, Patty, for suggesting this topic. I may have to. You guys can let me know in the comments below this video. Let me know if you'd like me to do another one of these shows with this topic, because I'm sure with the variety of people we have in here, we'll find a whole lot of different experiences across the board. But for tonight, as you well know, I'm going to call it one. Thanks for all the participation in the chat. Thanks for the flash rate. Appreciate that. If I missed you and didn't get to say hello, I apologize for that. I try to get everyone. For the rest of you, make sure you throw a like on this video. Make sure you share this video if you are so inclined, and make sure you hit subscribe and follow us. But always remember to treat others the way you would want to be treated. If we all did that, this world would be a wonderful place. Take care, folks. Oh, I'm sorry. Tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about food you can't stand. Make sure you join us 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's tomorrow night. Have a good evening, folks. We'll see you live.